These teams met 3 times last season as members of Conference USA. Florida Atlantic won by 2 here at home. UAB won at their place, ending a 20-game FAU win streak. And in the conference championship, Florida Atlantic dominated 78-56. UAB won the opening tip. Davis down low against Golden. Good matchup. Davis with the turnaround jumper.
That's a great sign for UAB. One of the goals was to get the ball in the paint, and Davis has been quiet, only hitting 6 points and 4 points in the last 2 games. Getting him started early was a goal for the Blazers.
Florida Atlantic in the sand-colored uniforms, essentially an off-white with the red numerals, and UAB in the black with the gold trim today. Boyd, 3, no good. Tied up on the rebound, jump ball belongs to Florida Atlantic. Tony and Brian Greenlee both had a handle on the basketball, so the Owls will trigger from the baseline with 20 on the shot clock. Boyd out of the corner, another 3 won't go. Davis with the rebound. Starters for UAB. Lendeborg down low, blocked by Golden. Davis, Lendeborg, Gaines, Tony, and Johnson. There's a turnover. Lendeborg 2-on-2. Gaines with the drive and the finish. Quick 4-0 lead for UAB. 2-0 in the league. Florida Atlantic at 2-1. They lost a tight one at Charlotte. Came back and won at Tulane on Thursday night by 1. 10 to shoot for Davis. Launches a 3 and hits. John L. Davis, if it's 3, it's me.
John L. Davis, excellent shot there. He can hit that long ball, also take it off the rim. You know, Frank, one of the things I found so interesting about his stats, he only made 6 threes when he was a freshman. He's been working on his game nonstop.
Davis got great position down low, but FAU couldn't get the rebound, and Davis puts it back in for 2.
Great stick back there by Davis, sticking with the play. And you notice here for the Blazers how they're able to set up their defense. Coach AK, Coach Kennedy for the Blazers, loves to mix it up. 1-3-1 zone, 2-3 zone, man-to-man. That just loves to disrupt the FAU Owls.
10 on the shot clock. Davis waves his teammates out of the way and drives and scores.
Back-to-back plays there by Davis. You saw his long ball shot, but he can take you down off the dribble one-on-one. One of the greatest things about his game is he goes north-south. He's always trying to get to the rim.
And Ann, you mentioned FAU, big key is rebounding. And that last trip down court, they had 2 defensive rebounders there, and neither came up with it, and they gave up a basket as a result. That can't happen.
UAB, one of the best on the offensive and overall defensive rebounds. They lead the American in rebounds as a team, so that's one of the big keys.
With almost 14 rebounds a game at the offensive end.
Well, you always want to get a second chance to look at the basket there, and a great drive there by Davis.
Davis has all 5 of FAU's points so far. Last foul was on Tony. Gaines just basically shoved the screener out of the way, and Davis bumped his defender and hits the step-back triple.
Well, we said this was a rivalry game, and you saw it there with the physical activity, but Davis getting that space, hitting his second 3 of the game, 7 points for Davis.
I think that possession would tell us they're going to let him play this afternoon.
That's right.
Lendeborg has a mismatch down low with Boyd. Now Davis is able to switch on to him. Gaines got it down low. Davis, he was shoved by Brian Greenlee. That's a foul on B.J. Greenlee, his first, and the first on the Owls.
The intensity, you can feel the energy here in the arena tonight between both of these teams. They're playing tough defense, but also some really great matchups that we're going to get into.
Corner jumper won't go for Butta Johnson. Ephraim is his given name. He also goes by the nickname Butta. Steal by Gaines.
Gaines, he's the leader of steals in the American, over 200 in his career.
Davis backs in on Golden Travel. We'll have our first time out of the afternoon. It's a wild start. Both teams going at it physically, and Florida Atlantic with 8 points from John L. Davis leads it 8-6 here in the early going.
Captain, ever since you discovered zesty Hidden Valley Ranch, you never stay in character anymore.
You know we're not actually pirates, right?
Of course we be pirates. Look at me hook.
Hidden Valley Ranch.
Only serious about flavor.
Hey, don't do your thing. Don't set it off, don't turn it up. That's what I say. So now you know we're about to roll. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, everyone, let's go.
The highly capable family of Hyundai SUVs. Every Hyundai comes standard with America's best warranty, plus 3 years or 36,000 miles of complimentary maintenance.
We're gonna play a game of possession, guys. Who gets more recognized on campus?
It's 50-50 though.
Yeah. Okay. Fair. Who has better style?
I like to say I got better style. My boy be putting it on too though, so man.
He posts more than me.
Okay. Who owns more shoes?
I probably got him more.
He probably got me more shoes.
Cause I just got a little bit more.
Who's better in 2K?
Him for sure.
No hesitation there. Who would win in a game of 1v1?
Ooh. I gotta say me.
Come on, you didn't even try to grab that. Giving it to him right away. Who's a bigger gym rat?
We both be in here a lot.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Film junkie.
Yeah.
Film junkie?
Film junkie.
Film junkie?
We same, really?
Probably, yeah.
All right, there we have it. Game of possession with Elijah and John L. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate you.
All right, interesting conversation with Morgan Uber with the Florida Atlantic 2 returning stars, preseason players of the year in the American, and John L. Davis and Elijah Martin. Year one, you talked about this. Davis, when he first came in out of Gary, Indiana, didn't play a whole lot. But the way he's improved his games, and really a bunch of these guys, and have improved so much under Dusty May.
That's one of the things at Florida Atlantic. And I had the opportunity to talk to John L. Davis this week, and he said during his sophomore campaign, they played him a lot at the 15 free throw line kind of area and not outside. And he realized if he wanted to up his game outside and play maybe beyond college basketball, he needed to work on his three-point shot. And you can see already hitting 2 of them here, he definitely did. He said he's turning it on to be a professional.
Jalen Gaffney and Brandon Weatherspoon have both checked in for Florida Atlantic, and Alejandro Vasquez into the game for the first time for UAB. Davis is fouled on his way to the hoop. That'll go on Vasquez.
And a great look there by Jalen Gaffney. That's what you want to do against a zone, is sneak into that little short corner, and Davis is so good at reading defenses and finding those backdoor cuts, and now we find him at the line.
John L. this season, 83.6% at the stripe. He's got 9 points already. And we've got 15 points in the game, and 13 of them from guys named Davis. 9 for John L., 4 for Javian on the UAB side. 2 of 2 for Nelly. He's already in double digits. And we're not even 5 minutes into this game.
It's a good sign for the Owls for sure, Frank.
Langenborg trying to back in against Gaffney, where he has the height advantage, and Yaxel able to finish with the baby hook.
He just took that on all by himself, kind of cleared out the lane for him, and he can do that. He can drive to the hoop, but he's also 6'9" and can back it down inside as well.
2-point game as these teams go back and forth in the early going. Gaffney open from the foul line.
Great decision there by Gaffney. The Owls are so tough to defend when they do that high ball screen with Vlad Golden, because then you have to decide, are you going to choose Vlad or are you going to close out on the shooter? But Gaffney read that defense very well, and 2 on the board for FAU.
Langenborg draws the double team. UAB able to swing the ball. Vasquez to Ortiz. Daniel Ortiz, the North Alabama transfer. Gains from 3. Long rebound to Martin. Euro step. Can't finish. Tipped by Golden.
Euro step and Golden. He is known for running the floor. You never know when you can get a tip back like that. Great defensive possession there that led to offense for FAU.
6-point lead, biggest of the afternoon for Florida Atlantic.
Frank, one of the things we talked about with Coach May is really them upping their defensive intensity, and so far I'm seeing that on the defensive end from the Owls.
Davis diving for the loose ball, jump ball. It belongs to UAB on the possession arrow.
This nice little Euro step by Martin. Good to see him getting in the game. Just misses it, but again, you have a 7'3" guy running the floor 94 feet and being able to come up with that offensive rebound and 2 points on the board.
Glad Golden will take a rest, and Giancarlo Rosado will check into the game for the Owls. Eight on the shot clock for UAB off the tie-up ball. Jumper out of the corner by Ortiz won't go. Rebound knocked out, belongs to Florida Atlantic. Good look at Yaxel Lendenborg, averaging 12.3 per game, over 9 rebounds and over 2 blocks. He is the shot block leader in the American.
You see with Vlad going out, the Blazers have switched up their defense, going from a 1-2-2 back to the 2-3 zone.
Davis with the jump stop, cut off. Martin lock and load on a 3, no. Rosado kept the rebound alive, and he drew a foul on UAB.
Well, Frank, I like to see that aggression out of Rosado just right there on the offensive boards. That's something that the Owls need to keep them in the game, keep the ball live.
Christian Coleman, fresh into the game, picks up his first foul as he had the arm of Giancarlo Rosado hooked. The Owls will keep possession with 20 on the shot clock. Brandon Weatherspoon around the Rosado screen. Spoon for 3. Back iron. Rebound to Vasquez of UAB. Vasquez is fouled on the drive by Greenlee. That's his second foul.
Vasquez coming off of one of his best games in a Blazer uniform. He was a JUCO All-American, one in the top 10. You're getting a great look at him there, but he can put it on the floor. He's great at that outside shot. He's really been an impact player for this new season here for UAB.
Nick Boyd back in as Greenlee sits with the 2 fouls. Coleman handing off Gaines, and UAB will reset the offense from the perimeter. Coleman backs in on Davis, double team. Gaines rescued, got it to Coleman for the layup, no. Coleman offensive rebound is good.
So many hustle plays on the floor happening. Great way for Chris Coleman to stick with it.
That's UAB's strength, the offensive rebound. Deep 3 from Davis, no good. And a foul on Rosado on the rebound.
You're getting a good look there at Chris Coleman. Frank, crazy story. He graduated high school being 6'1", and he loved basketball, but he didn't get any looks. He ended up working at Walmart for 2 years, and guess what? During those 2 years, he shot up to 6'7". Started to play at NAIA, he got to JUCO, and look at him now. Can you imagine coming out of high school and just keeping your dream alive, and now he's playing Division I basketball. So he's also still kind of learning the game at his new height.
That's a great story. This is Coleman with the basketball. Gaines behind the Coleman screen. Battle on the boards, won by Weatherspoon of FAU. Gaffney, Spoon. The lob for Rosado, who pushed off to get open. Second quick foul on Giancarlo Rosado. And Vlad Golden will get up off the bench.
I think he was excited knowing he was open underneath the rim, but he's got to take a seat now with those 2 fouls.
14 fouls on Florida Atlantic here in the first half, 3 on UAB. Ephraim Johnson back in for UAB, wearing number 24. Vasquez, shake and bake, triple, won't go. Gaffney with the defensive glass.
All 5 Owls are crashing the boards there on that defensive end, getting them out in transition.
Martin, down low, Golden for the slam.
There's the big play by a big bad Vlad. That's tough to defend underneath the hoop. And did you see how high he kept that ball? He has been trained and skilled at not bringing the ball down where all the defense is.
I got to tell you, that drives me crazy when bigs bring the ball down and go take advantage of their height.
That's right. It didn't even go past his head. He kept it up that high.
Ortiz, well guarded by Martin. 4 to shoot. Ortiz with the leaner, too strong. Martin with the rebound. Owls try to get out in transition. Lob is too far for Golden off the Nick Boyd pass, and we'll have a timeout with 11:02 left to go in the first half here in Boca Raton. Martin finding the big guy, as Ann called him, Big Bad Vlad with the dunk. Owls lead it by 6.
Ever since I tried Hidden Valley Ranch, I finally found what I've been looking for.
Oh my gosh.
I know. How is this stuff so good?
Hidden Valley Ranch.
Only serious about?
You might know me from my other job, but I'm a business owner too. Here at Once Upon a Farm, we chose the new Capital One Venture X business card. With no preset spending limit, our purchasing power adapts to meet our business needs. Love it. And unlimited double miles means we earn more too. Sweet, right? And when we travel, we get access to over 1,300 airport lounges. I could get used to this. The Capital One Venture X business card. What's in your wallet?
When you get your next big idea, say sparkly ketchup, Grammarly's tone suggestions can help pitch it with confidence to get your team on board.
Did you see her email?
Already calling vendors.
Oh no, a project hiccup.
We need a squeezy bottle.
Good idea. With a more diplomatic approach, your request will get a better response. Problem solved. Grammarly can make all the difference in your professional success. Download at Grammarly.com today.
Welcome back to our American Hoops Showcase, the American Athletic Conference, today in Boca Raton, Florida. Florida Atlantic leading UAB 32-18. And John L. Davis with 16, Vlad Golden with 8. They have been the main weapons for Florida Atlantic today.
Well, and it's all started on the defensive end, but to be honest, Davis is just putting on a clinic that goes to show all of that work in the offseason that he's done, and was matched up against Yaxel Lendenberg, who doesn't have the same experience he has, so you saw him break him down off the dribble and finish right before that timeout.
FAU on a 10-2 run. And Ann, is that because of defensive rebounding and being able to push the ball?
Absolutely, Frank. All 5 of the Owls are crashing the boards, and the Blazers are only shooting 30% from the field. And whenever they get a defensive rebound, that means they can get out, get in a rhythm, get on that fast break, and transition buckets for the Owls.
Owls winning the board battle so far, 20-11. Gaines with the step back. That's a 3. No. Carroll rebound.
And that's exactly what we just talked about. One-on-one basketball can lead to that defensive rebound, and now you have the Owls on the prowl.
Davis got it off to Weatherspoon, who can't finish at the rim, but he grabs the rebound. Davis steps outside the arc and drills it. 19 first-half points for John L. Davis.
They just can't catch a break because they're even crashing the offensive rebounds, and that tip out goes out to John L. Davis, and he is draining it, feeling it nonstop, on fire in the first half.
Gaines, too long. Boyd. Nick Boyd penetrates, trying to back his way in. Davis around the Carroll screen. Weatherspoon, he'll fire a triple, no good. JV and Davis with the UAB rebound.
Important possession here for the Blazers to really look as a team, gets an inside look. The last 2 plays have been one-on-one breakdowns.
Johnson out of the corner, too strong. Weatherspoon tipped it out. Loose on the deck, and the Owls come up with it. Davis, 2-on-2. Davis with the blow-by, but can't finish.
That stutter step was pretty. That was going to look nice, but couldn't finish on the end.
Davis against Carroll. Double team coming. Coleman kicks out to Ortiz for a triple. Rebound off the floor to Gaffney.
FAU is doing just such an excellent job at whenever they double team, their help rotation is really disrupting UAB on the offensive end, and they're ending up taking those shots, and they're being rushed in that shot. That's why they're also getting those defensive rebounds. So for FAU, they have to be very happy with their defense in this first half.
Carroll down low. Tremendous offensive player in high school. The defensive end has been a work in progress for Trey Carroll, but he's come off the bench several times this year and given Florida Atlantic some nice minutes and nice scoring off the bench at a 30-second timeout called by one of our officials. I think he feels some moisture on the floor.
Well, you take a look at it here, Trey, and Frank, you mentioned it, great offensive player working on his defensive game. But as a former person who loved to shoot and not play as much defense, I love his action because he makes the most of his minutes. When he gets an opportunity, he impacts the game and has such an influence and impression whenever he actually steps on the court on the offensive end.
His mom, he's from Punta Gorda, Florida. His mom was a 1,000-point scorer in high school, and he tells us she is his harshest critic.
We got to talk to him earlier this week at practice, and she said she coached him in AAU in high school and would give him that look of like, you know what to do. So he always said that's his big coach.
Well, that ends the FAU run as Coleman with the slam dunk.
Well, you can't get any more inside than a bucket like that. Coleman skying for that dunk.
Lead is 17 for the Owls. Ten to shoot as Boyd takes a look at the rim. Now the mid-range jumper is pure. 5 for Nick Boyd here in the first half.
The screen is working so well for FAU. The Blazers are getting caught running underneath and not choosing either to switch or close out on the shooter. You got to play that game over and over again for the Owls with that high post ball screen.
Now from Johnson. Shake and bake jumper is good.
They call him Butter Johnson at UAB because he's smooth like butter. Really great three-point shooter and also mid-range game.
Boyd on the drive, able to finish at the rim.
You saw him again there with that left hand, taking it up against 2 defenders and such great touch around the rim.
30 seconds to go in the first half. Steal by Carroll. He leads the break. Bounce pass stolen by Ortiz. Great hustle back on defense. And a foul on Carroll diving for the loose ball.
Well, we talked about Carroll's defense, but I love to see that aggression. He got out in the passing lane. He's just not used to running the fast break, Frank, like these other guys are.
He had the right idea. Boyd was breaking to the rim, but not enough juice on the pass, and Ortiz sprinting back, able to come up with the steal. Now with just 17 seconds to go in the first half, Vlad Golden will check back in. Trey Carroll goes out. Good minutes for Carroll with Rosado dinged up and unavailable.
And this is a great substitution here by Coach May, putting in Vlad for the box out on the free throw and also the mismatch on the other end to get one more good look within those 17 seconds.
Ortiz with the 1-and-1, rattles the first one in. First points for the North Alabama transfer, averaging almost 8 points a game out of Shreveport, Louisiana. Two for two for Ortiz at the line. Now Martin back in, and Isaiah Gaines, who was in the game just very briefly, comes out for the Owls.
You're seeing another possession-to-possession substitution. That is just some high ball strategy there by FAU to get the offensive players in with 15 to go.
Shot clock is off. Gaffney double team. Davis, great lob down low. Golden elevates and dominates. 10 first half points. That shot would not have counted. And we will go to halftime. Greenlee, Elijah Martin, and Nick Boyd. Look at some of the students tonight. The Usually the swim team is the guys that have the no shirts and the Owls painted on, but I think a couple of other students snuck into there.
Oh, the energy is just such electric. I think we've been trying to mouth to each other because we can't hear over all the noise and the great music being played here in the arena.
Well, John L. Davis, we said he does it all. He just forced a turnover by Lendenborg.
That's a tough first possession by UAB coming out of a timeout. They really want to set their defense now. Let's not let any more points go on the board for FAU.
Elijah Martin did not score in the first half, but did have 5 rebounds for the Owls. Davis is cut off. Boyd on the drive. Pull up over Davis. No good. Battle for the rebound. Won by John L. Davis. Martin for 3. Way off. I think it clipped the side of the backboard. Vasquez. Double teamed underneath. Gaines for 3. Big battle for the rebound. Foul called on Javian Davis, who pleads his case with the official, but I think that was pretty clearly a push-up.
Well, you can see their intensity has picked up quite a bit offensively and defensively here for the Blazers.
Every rebound, it seems, and is a huge battle.
It is. Every time you're seeing it, it's not actually many of these rebounds getting clean grabs and pull downs. They're actually being tipped around because you have so many guys going after that loose ball.
So again, they're cleaning up some sweat off the floor in the corner, and now we're ready to get back to action. Dusty May, who, if you watched our halftime interview with Brian White, signed a 10-year contract right after the Owls' Final Four run. And that was one of the reasons the Owls wanted to run it back in terms of player personnel. Martin finally gets his basket as he gets inside with the left hand.
Great to see Martin on the board there.
But as you mentioned, Ann, even though he wasn't scoring in the first half, he was contributing in other areas.
He can lock down any opponent. That's how physical Martin is on the defensive end.
Foul called on the drive. That'll go against Nick Boyd as Gaines tried to make his way to the hoop. First foul against Boyd. That'll send Gaines to the line. 69.5% from the free throw strike this year.
You know, Frank, you were talking about Coach May earlier and signing that 10-year contract. That is just so impactful for this program and the university. I love what Coach May always says is we really focus on ourselves, our inner circle, and taking care of our daily habits. That is one of the mentalities he has instilled in the program and on these players, and we've talked about how much they've improved, and it's because of his leadership.
Golden took the bump from Davis and still able to get the hook shot to go.
That was a great look at the touch that he can have. He took the contact, still able to push it right up over top of the rim.
Gaines on the drive. Lendenborg goes all the way in, wild shot, but he was fouled. Foul on Golden, that's his third. So now with a minute 59 gone in this second half, if you're Dusty May, you pull Golden out.
With this kind of a lead, Frank, I think you do. I think you give him a little bit of a break to drop some of those minutes down. You don't want to see him getting 4 because anytime, like we mentioned, different players that come off the bench give UAB different looks on offense.
Lendenborg, who shoots 75% at the line and gets to the free throw line on average 6 times per game. Shot 83 free throws this season.
Lendenborg, we highlighted him in the open. One of the things we didn't mention is, y'all, he only played 11 high school games. His mom and dad played professionally for the Dominican Republic national team and encouraged him to go out for basketball. So being Dominican, he loved baseball. So he is still kind of learning the game. He really just started picking up in 2019.
Started his career at Western Arizona. John L. Davis, triple is on the money.
Davis hasn't stopped, picked up where he left off in that first half.
4th triple today for John L. Gaines on the drive. Unable to finish. Golden with the rebound. Davis in transition, didn't have anything. Now John L. again. Drives the baseline, reverses, swatted by Lendenborg, who leads the league in block shots.
what a block.
Gaines. Count the basket. Wow. I thought he traveled.
They're all getting this Euro step down, but that was an incredible fast break by Gaines, and that is when he's at the best, is in transition and driving to the hoop.
There's the last three by Davis, his fourth of the game. He's got 22. The foul at the other end went on Brian Greenlee, and you see Dusty May pleading his case. Like, let's make the calls similar at both ends. Greenlee's third foul, by the way. Lendeborg with an offensive rebound.
Yaxel's quickness there got around to that offensive board, giving him another look at a shot here for UAB.
Tony, triple, good. Tony. 3 points, 3 names. By the way, that was a R&B group out of Oakland in the 80s and 90s.
Oh my gosh, I love that reference. Tony, that really is his name, spelled differently.
Their big hit was It Feels Good.
Oh yeah, nice, Frank.
Weatherspoon gave it up to Golden, who finishes. Really unselfish play.
Just great ball movement there by the Owls. One of the things that you'll notice on FAU is anytime they're dribbling, each player always has their eyes up and looking for their teammates and open opportunities. They're able to cut to the basket, find those great spots like Vlad did in that short corner. But really, what sets FAU apart than a lot of other teams is they've got 4 guards who can drive and their unselfish play looking for their teammate.
The 3 by Gaines was the first made 3 by UAB today. They're now 1 for 10 outside the arc. Davis with the fadeaway. He is just money today.
He is so tough to defend one-on-one, and the Blazers have opted to play him one-on-one, but he's just got such a quick first step and great motion towards the rim. Mid-range game, long game.
Tony with another 3, way off. Davis, the hook over Golden, banked it in.
What a move there by Davis off that offensive rebound, taking the contact and taking it up over the taller Vlad Golden underneath the rim.
Gaffney on the drive, tried to feed Golden. It'll stay with FAU. We have our first timeout of the half. 15:30 left to go here in the second half in Boca Raton in our American Hoops Showcase game. John L. Davis is putting on a show with 24 points.
The highly capable family of Hyundai SUVs. Every Hyundai comes standard with America's best warranty, plus 3 years or 36,000 miles of complimentary maintenance. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today.
Captain, ever since you discovered zesty Hidden Valley Ranch, you never stay in character anymore.
You know we're not actually pirates, right?
Of course we be pirates. Look at me hook.
Hidden Valley Ranch.
Only serious about flavor.
We're now on the shot clock with UAB's Yaxel Lendeborg. Favorite NBA player?
Kyrie.
Favorite animal?
Dog, I would say Australian Shepherd.
Okay. Favorite subject in school?
Math.
Favorite pizza topping?
Bacon.
Ooh, bacon. Can't go wrong with that. Favorite pair of shoes that you own?
I would say Jordan 4s, Black Hats.
Okay, very specific. One item that you cannot live without?
Oh, a PlayStation.
If you could play 1v1 with anyone in the world, who would it be and why?
Kyrie Irving, that's his role model, my idol.
Ooh, right at the buzzer. Love it. Thanks, Yaxel.
Of course, thank you.
With 11:28 to go in the second half. We just saw Morgan Uber. Let's check in with her again.
Well, guys, Yaxel Lendeborg, this is his first season at UAB, and he told me when he first got to Birmingham, he wasn't sure he belonged. He struggled coming to a new team, new city, 4 or 5 starters back on this Blazer squad. But he said his switch completely flipped after that Arkansas State game back on December 9th. 9 games into the start of the season, and even though it resulted in a 3-game losing streak and he was upset about the loss, When he walked off the court that day, he felt at ease personally, found a new confidence in his game and a chemistry with his team. And guys, since then, get this, he's the only player in the country to have 3 games with at least 20 points and 15 rebounds, and those have come in the last 3 games for the Blazers. But Florida Atlantic today really able to find a way to neutralize him in this one.
Yeah, Lendenborg with 4 points and 3 rebounds as we're almost midway through the second half. And both teams shooting spectacularly in the second half. Florida Atlantic's 10 of 15, UAB's 8 of 15.
It's been just such a great second half. And Morgan, incredible story there to have 3 straight games, 20 points and 15 rebounds. I mean, those are just amazing stats, especially for a guy, Yaxel, that's only been playing since 2019. But you can see that the scout by FAU was like, we are going to put multiple bodies on him, double team, cut through the passing lane. They've done a really great job shutting him down here for the most part for the Blazers.
The other thing I would point out, Florida Atlantic has 32 points on layups or dunks. 22 for UAB on those same type of shots. Gaines can't finish. And Isaiah Gaines of Florida Atlantic able to save it in off Coleman and out of bounds.
A nice hustle play there by Gaines, and also a heads-up play there to knock it off of Chris Coleman, who was skying for the rebound.
So we have Gaines in the game for both teams. Isaiah number 5 for Florida Atlantic, and Eric number 4 for UAB. Davis around the Gaines screen. Boyd. 11 minutes to go in this one. It's a 20-point lead for the Owls. That's an offensive foul on Davis for an illegal screen. His third. So Davis, Greenlee, both have 3 fouls. And Vlad Golden will check back in for Florida Atlantic. Step back 3 won't go for Dennis Ortiz. And the Owls able to get out in transition, and a foul on Coleman. As Boyd did a great job sensing where Coleman was running and simply kind of just moved a little bit into his path.
And usually FAU loves to do that fast break. I actually think that's a great foul there by Coleman to slow down and make them run a set here for the FAU.
Isaiah Gaines, he and Golden in the game at the same time. We usually don't see that from Florida Atlantic. Gaffney with a triple, high off the iron, and Vasquez with the UAB rebound. Vasquez guarded by Isaiah Gaines. Mid-range jumper is good.
Great one-on-one play there. Seeing a little bit more inexperienced Gaines, he was able to take that one-on-one, clear out the side, get that mid-range jumper going.
4 points for Alejandro Vasquez. Approaching the halfway point of the second half. FAU's biggest lead has been 22. 8 to shoot for Boyd. Now Gaffney. Greenlee. 4 to shoot. Greenlee with the runner. That's an air ball and a shot clock violation for the Owls. Their 9th turnover of the day. UAB has 7.
You know, Frank, we talked about at the beginning of the game and throughout the week about how the American Conference, you know, everyone makes different runs during the game. You know, even FAU versus Tulane, they were up 9 with 3 minutes to go, and Tulane came back on a 10-0 run. So no game is ever shut out, and no lead is ever enough in the American Conference. So keep your eye on UAB and making big shots for a little chip away at the run.
Ortiz with the triple. And UAB's cut it down to 15. Pick and roll. Golden draws the foul, and he'll go to the line. Foul goes against Lendenborg. That's his 2nd of the game. And Vlad Golden with 12 points today. 3 rebounds. .7'1", Vlad Golden out of Russia, started his career at Texas Tech, but transferred to Florida Atlantic after 1 season. And another one of those guys, Ann, that has steadily improved in his time here in Boca.
You know, he's improved his fundamentals, and especially standing at 7'1", you want to have great footwork and great hands and great touch around the rim, and he's improved all of that. One of the things I also think about with Vlad, Frank, is that he's playing against some of these really big, muscly guys from the American Conference, but he holds his own. He's actually stronger than he looks in that 7'1" frame.
Gaines with a field goal, his 6 points now. And there's an unforced turnover as Boyd was cutting and Greenlee thought he was staying put. So UAB, this is their chance now to make a run. They've got it down to 15 and they're shooting great here in the second half. Gaines is really feeling it. Lendeborg with a rebound, fouled by Martin, and that's 4 on Isaiah. Or Elijah, excuse me. Checking, it's his 3rd foul. 17th foul on Florida Atlantic, so UAB in the bonus with 8:52 left to go. Davis coming back in, replacing Boyd. One and one for Yaxel Lendeborg. Fifth point today for the 6'9" junior out of Pennsauken, New Jersey. As you mentioned, Ann, born actually in Puerto Rico. 2 for 2 for Yaxel. He's got half a dozen, and the lead is 15, excuse me. My math is off. 68-55, so UAB making their move right now. Golden, no basket. He was fouled. Holding call goes on Barry Dunning Jr., who's seeing his first action today. Checking, it's Will Shaver. 25 instead of 22.
Well, this is just so hard to defend when you have Vlad with his long arms, and he's calling for the ball. Again, he's so strong with his legs to be able to push up against and get that open shot.
Greenlee right off the inbound with a straightaway triple. First basket today for Brian Greenlee.
He's been so instrumental on the offensive end. Great to see him get on the board. And there you see Ortiz. He is usually known for his three-point shooting. 65% of his shots are from three, but when they close out on him too much, he knows to take it to the rim.
Jonell Davis cut off. Greenlee with another triple, not this time. Shaver with the rebound. So UAB can cut this down even further. It's a 14-point lead. Ortiz feeling it right now, that time short, but Ortiz runs down the deflected rebound. He fires again, no good. And FAU will slow it down just a little bit with 7:40. Davis for three, rattles it in, his 5th triple of the game. He's got 30.
Oh, he called off the rest of the FAU offense and said, I got this. There was such a mismatch on Jonell Davis, and he's feeling it. Got the whole side of the basket for him. And Lendeborg with the drive back. He's showing quite a bit of spark here in the second half for UAB.
Both teams shooting terrific here in the second half. Back to a 15-point lead. Pick and roll. Golden couldn't save it in bounds, but he was shoved. It'll be a foul on UAB. Jonell Davis with 30 points this afternoon in our American Hoops Showcase. 5 triples for number 1.
Ever since I tried Hidden Valley Ranch, I finally found what I've been looking for.
Oh my gosh.
I know. How is this stuff so good?
Hidden Valley Ranch
Only serious about flavor.
is the heart of the city. At UAB, we're restless with curiosity and the passion that sparks every new idea and discovery. Here, we're learning everywhere and anywhere, growing, bonding, building something different, because different moves the world. Here, we aren't just doing what we can, we're doing what they say we can't. Here, we are shaping a better world for all of us. Here we are.
Challenge the perspective the world sees you by. Answer the questions they're afraid to ask. You need grit, You need determination. Because this isn't just a campus. It's a coastline. This is Florida Atlantic University. Your future awaits.
.708 left to go in the second half here in Boca Raton on our American Hoops Showcase on ESPN+. Frank Fort and Ann O'Neill with you, along with Morgan Uber. Let's check in with Morgan.
Well, guys, inside that last Florida Atlantic huddle, assistant coach for the Owls, Todd Abernathy, really vocal in there. The word he kept using, smart ball screen, smart play. Overall, just kept echoing that word smart. And Todd Abernathy actually played for UAB head coach Andy Kennedy, a fun connection there at Ole Miss. Coach Kennedy's first season for the Rebels, and that was when they went on to win the West Division in the SEC. Coach Kennedy, before this game, said, as a player, he was a prominent vocal presence, like a coach on the court, and not surprised at all of the type of success that he has had here, leading Florida Atlantic, being an integral part of that Final Four run that they had here last season.
Thanks, Morgan. Lendeborg with the steal off John L. Davis. And Lendeborg drives his way in, finds Vasquez for a triple. And UAB is on the comeback. It's down to 12.
Huge shot there for UAB coming out of the timeout, under 7 minutes left in the game, cutting it.
Here's Golden with the slam. Brian Greenlee with another assist. Vlad Golden with 16.
You know, Frank, they just haven't really had an answer for Vlad underneath there, whether it's a double team, whether it's those lob buckets. They just haven't had that for an answer for Vlad.
Kickball violation against Martin, even though it seemed more like the pass hit him in the foot than him kicking at the ball. But a fresh 20 for UAB as we looked at the last Golden dunk. And Weatherspoon picks up the foul, trying to fight around the Davis screen. So FAU had a 22-point lead with early in this second half, and it is now down to 14.
And I think the reason for that, Frank, is that UAB has started to get more into their game, which is getting into the free throw line. They've also had some really great looks at the bucket, whether that was driving to the rim or their three-point shooters shooting open shots.
Johnson missed the front end of the 1-and-1. John L. Davis, guarded by the big guy, Javian Davis. Davis on Davis, and a foul on Javian. Shot won't count. The foul was out on the floor.
You're taking a look at the Blazers there. They're doing a man-to-man switch at every corner, every screen, because there's been so many great either open shots or rolls to the rim. So now they've chosen to switch every screen, and then you're going to have that mismatch of Davis going against Davis on the other side.
Janelle with the pull-up, won't go. Martin with a spectacular rebound, but couldn't finish. 2-on-2 the other way, Gaines. He was undercut by Martin, counted and one. Martin, the trailing defender, caught a piece of Gaines' leg. And that is four fouls now on Elijah Martin.
Gaines, great read there. Offensively, stopping and popping on that transition. Now Martin's going to have to take a seat with that fourth foul.
12 points now for Eric Gaines. Trying to complete the three-point play. And he does. Down to 11 with 5:38 to go.
Frank, when did we mention that? Maybe at the 12 or 13-minute mark about all the teams in the American that can make a huge run here in the game.
Weatherspoon open for a corner triple. Golden kept it alive momentarily. Vasquez the other way. And the Blazers can make it a single-digit game. Vasquez on the drive. Near goaltend by Golden. And on the follow-up, Davis is fouled. That'll go against Nick Boyd.
Vasquez getting in the lane. Vlad thinking twice about blocking that. That would have been a goaltend, but Davis now gets to go to the line. And another offensive rebound there by UAB, which we talked about as one of their keys to their game. One of their foundation elements that they're great at is UAB hitting the boards.
So Javian Davis, 6'9" redshirt senior from Canton, Mississippi, hits the front end of the 1-and-1. And suddenly we've got ourselves a game. Chance to cut it to single digits.
We talked to assistant coach Cross for UAB yesterday, talking about Davis and his game. He's been in the program at other different schools before transferring in, but he's never really been a starter. So this is also a new role for Davis. So you think of all the transfers that come in, but even some of the guys that were from the team before are still learning their role and their expectations in a Blazer uniform.
Golden down low. Backing in on Davis. The left-hand hook won't go. And Yaxel comes up with the rebound. Lindeborg doing good work on the boards. And here comes UAB again. Chance to get this to single digits. Lindeborg double team. Got it down low, and Vasquez with the bank.
Wow, how did he get that pass off through the double team, falling down? Heads up play there by UAB.
Greenlee unable to answer. Golden fouled on the rebound by Vasquez. For UAB, that's their 7th, and FAU now in the bonus. Gaffney in, Weatherspoon out for the Owls.
Golden shooting the 1-and-1.
Golden 1-and-1. No good long. And Vasquez comes away with the deflected rebound. A 40-26 spurt for UAB since they were down 22. Vasquez, not this time. Gaffney with the rebound. Gaines went for the steal, didn't get it, and Boyd is fouled on his way to the basket by Vasquez, and that's his 5th. Well, Vasquez will sit. Alejandro with 9 points, 5 rebounds today. And Nick Boyd will go to the line for a much-needed 1-and-1 for Florida Atlantic. UAB on a mini 6-0 run to get this down to a nearly a single-digit game. It's 8 right now. Wow. Imagine that. The biggest lead was 22, and the Owls look to be in complete control. But, Ann, as we've said all along, this American Conference, it's a fight every night, and it seems like so many games come down to the last 2 or 3 possessions.
You know, teams just start finding their rhythm and finding their flow in the game at different times. And players all across the American League can hit some huge shots. And we've seen that on both ends for FAU and UAB, respectively.
Well, back to a 10-point lead. Gaines dumps it down low. Davis with Trey Carroll guarding him, and Greenlee forced the turnover. Gaffney wanted to run. Now finds Boyd. Carroll. Greenlee, cut off by Tony. Carroll with the open jumper.
Just such great patience there by the Owls. Every player that touched that ball, driving, dribble jump stop, and looking for their open teammate. Carroll made a great play in the middle of the lane for that open jumper.
Tony, pull-up jumper, won't go. Battle for the rebound, John L. Davis. 7th rebound for Davis to go with his 30 points. Boyd on a drive, can't finish. Gaffney is there, count it, and 1. We have a timeout on the floor. 3:15 left to go in this one. Jalen Gaffney with some great court awareness gets the follow-up. He'll shoot a free throw when we return.
Captain, ever since you discovered zesty Hidden Valley Ranch, you never stay in character anymore.
You know we're not actually pirates, right?
Of course we be pirates. Look at me hook.
Hidden Valley Ranch.
Only serious about flavor.
Dependability isn't a piece of hardware. It's peace of mind. It's the confidence you get from knowing that every time you get behind the wheel, you're in a vehicle that's capable and reliable. Dependability isn't driving just any brand. It's driving the #1 most dependable mass market brand 3 years in a row by J.D. Power. Kia, movement that inspires.
It's us, Middlefield Bank, your friendly community bank right around the corner. Your everything bank. We're here to wish you a happy holiday season and our best wishes for a safe and healthy new year. And however you do your holiday shopping, protect yourself from fraud and identity theft with MB Secure Rewards checking account. It's another way MB looks out for our neighbors. That's part of the community bank difference at Middlefield Bank. Stop in today or learn more at middlefieldbank.bank.
When you get your next big idea, say sparkly ketchup, Grammarly's tone suggestions can help pitch it with confidence to get your team on board.
Did you see her email?
Already calling vendors.
Oh no, a project hiccup.
We need a squeezy bottle.
Good idea. With a more diplomatic approach, your request will get a better response. Problem solved. Grammarly can make all the difference in your professional success. Download at Grammarly.com today.
3:15 to go in our American Hoop Showcase, American Athletic Conference. FAU leading UAB 82-68. Ann O'Neill, great awareness here by Jalen Gaffney.
Well, he's just such a heads-up play, and when you're a basketball player, the play isn't over until it goes through the hoop. You never know where it's going to get tipped, rebounded, somebody's going to get in the passing lane, but just such a smart play to be able to continue and follow the play there by Gaffney. He's just really had such a great game, Frank. I'm really, really impressed with his play. He does a lot of things also that don't always show up on the stat sheet.
Well, bidding for his 10th point of the afternoon. And he completes the three-point play. And they're going to make him inbound it again. Not sure what the issue was. Both teams in this second half shooting 51%. UAB 16 of 31, Florida Atlantic 15 of 29. But Vasquez has fouled out for UAB. He was feeling it for a while, and then Eric Gaines has gotten hot. He's got 13, although he's 0 for 6 from 3.
It's almost like the story of their season, Frank, where, you know, they had a couple of rough first games in the very beginning and then really have found their chemistry the last 6 games. Well, this is what's happened in this first half. They got flustered in the beginning of the first half, and then second half been playing much more UAB basketball.
Johnson with the corner miss, Greenlee with the rebound, and as was part of their success last year, and all of FAU players are good rebounders. Their guards rebound exceptionally well.
They do. They are all over the court, reading defensively, offensively, and really playing off each other, making that extra hustle play for their team.
Carroll on the drive, tried to kick it out and missed connection. But Carroll's got 7 points off the bench today, and that's been pretty big for Florida Atlantic. Will Shaver, number 25, back in, along with, for the first time, Barry Dunning Jr. for UAB. There's Gaines. Out of the corner, Dunning. Three-pointer rims out, and another rebound for Greenlee. FAU pushing it. And now Nick Boyd says, let's do the smart thing with 2:22 left. And a 15-point lead.
Slow it down. Use that shot clock. Time management is key here these last 2 minutes for FAU.
Boyd got it off to Carroll. Short jumper, won't go. Thought it might have been a goaltend. Shaver was up on the rim. And Gaffney again does the smart thing. Finds Davis. Carroll with the reverse.
Totally that's just textbook basketball right there. Excellent heads-up play by Gaffney. There were so many great extra passes there to get that open layup. And that's when the Owls are at their best, is playing movement basketball when they're sharing the ball, looking for their open teammate.
Totally unselfish basketball. And yet another defensive rebound for Brian Greenlee, who has 7. And look at these rebounding totals. Martin with 8, Davis with 7, Greenlee with 7, Gaffney with 6. I mean, those are all guards.
Well, they're all guards, and that's what they love to do offensively, but defensively they contribute in so many different ways. And this is what they wanted to get back to. Coach May, the last couple of weeks, has discussed and talked about, we're going to stick to what we know best and do FAU basketball, and that's starting on the defensive end. That's getting those defensive rebounds, because then it opens up the floor and it expands their offensive opportunities, and all these guys love to run in transition like it's a pickup game because they're in flow, they're in motion, and they can hit any shot from three all the way into those alley-oop dunks.
Greenlee, who has struggled from the free throw line this year, hits 1 of 2. He's got 4 points, but as we mentioned, 7 rebounds. Ephraim Johnson, Butta on the drive, and that spins in.
Tough move there by Johnson.
86-70 with a $1:30 to go. Davis on the blow-by lost his balance. And he goes down hard and in pain. Oh, that's not good for FAU. Tony's shot is swatted out by Gaffney, but the concern at the other end is John L. Davis down on the floor and looking at his left ankle.
Well, he had a mismatch here, really was looking to go at it, but you saw him grimace as soon as he made that jump stop. Both the trainers and coaches, Coach May coming out.
1:13 left in this one. It should be an FAU win. Davis 10 of 16 today, 5 of 6 from outside the arc for 30 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, but that is the immediate concern, that ankle. Dusty May with a hand slap, and John L. limping to the bench. Doesn't look to be in too terrible shape. I guarantee, Ann, you as a former player know that's going to hurt worse tomorrow morning than it does right now.
I know, you know, he wants to get back into the game like he to play right now, but he's had such a spectacular game. Good to see him hopping off of the court, and hopefully it's just a little sprain for his ankle.
UAB to inbound, poked away by Boyd. It'll stay with the Blazers. So this will be UAB's first loss in conference. They'll drop to 2-1, and Florida Atlantic will improve to 3-1 in an ultra-competitive league. Johnson misses on the 3. Martin with another rebound. Boyd will back it out. 1 minute left to go here in our American Hoop Showcase game. Boyd with a triple. Dunning with the rebound. Shaver, he'll lock and load on a triple, way short, and Gaffney with another rebound. Again, the Owls play 4 guards all the time, so their guards have to rebound, but they've done an exceptional job, and I think today rebounding.
They really do, and you know, one of the things that they do is they're always in help. They always help out their other teammates when somebody's driving to the basket. So just as great as they are offensively sharing the ball, they are also always in help to make sure that they can stop the penetration and get those defensive boards.
Gaffney with the scoop. That is blocked by Dunning. That wasn't on the way down. Okay. It'll stay with the Owls with 2 to shoot. Boyd fires the triple off the inbound. Ortiz with the rebound. 6 seconds to go in this one. And this is all cosmetic from this point as Ortiz drains a triple, and that'll do it. Daniel Ortiz hits double digits, but the Owls win this.